welcome to Michelle Sews Again. I'm Michelle, in case you forgot. It's been quite a while since I have posted a video, and I'll get to what I've been up to toward the end. I just wanted to get you a little caught up on some things that I've been working on, and we'll go from there. All right, so sewing wise, I have not sewn anything, I think, since September. I know, that's crazy. I've been working on some other projects, and as you know, from if you followed me last year, I kind of lost my Sojo. I still haven't really gotten it back. It is all based on my, I guess, self-esteem right now. I'm not feeling the greatest about myself physically. Everything else is fine, just physically, I can't get in the right headspace. So I'm working on that. My husband and I are working on that together. He's also on a health journey, so I think we're headed in the right direction. But that has been the main cause of what's kind of kept me from sewing. Little Herc back there. But I am excited about a new project, a sewing project. So I have a magazine that I get, a catalog. I get a lot of them actually, but this one from Garnet Hill really had an item in it that I was really excited about the item, and also I realized that I have a pattern already in my collection, something I've already made, something I already wear a lot that can be modified to match this look. And I don't have the picture here with me, but I'll insert a picture of it up here. It's from Garnet Hill, and it's a pullover linen shirt dress. And at the bottom is just like a band that's the same width as the rest of the dress. That's just the fabric is turned on the cross grain so that it adds a little bit of an element of interest on it. And I'm excited about that because my Cali shirt dress that I've made a couple of times is that exact pattern, other than the hemline. So I've never made the placket version of that pattern. So that'll be a new challenge for me. I think I'm up to it. But everything else other than the hem, it's all there. The collar, the sleeves, the pocket, and the Cali has a shirt hem even on the dress version. So all I've got to do is cut that straight across and then add that extra band for the element of interest. So I went through my fabric. My friend Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room was over, and we went through my fabric, and she helped me pick this one out. It's one that I obviously already had. I got this from the sewing studio in Lakeland, Florida a few years ago when we went to the sewing expo. And it is this beautiful linen that has these like pastel stripes, and there's a line of gold Lorex in it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's perfect because I really liked the striped aspect of that dress, and I like the fact that it's vertical stripes for the bodice of the dress and it's horizontal stripes for that added element at the bottom. So all I have to do is get my sewing table cleaned off so that I can actually cut it out, because once I cut it out, I already know that the size that I've already got cut out in the Cali fits me, because I've got two shirts that I literally wear all the time. In fact, they're starting to get worn out. So I already know that that size fits me. So yeah, it'll be easy peasy once I'm able to get it cut out. So that's the only thing I have on my short-term sewing list of things to do. I also wanted to share with you kind of a fabric haul. There's only one piece of actual fabric in here. The other two items are tablecloths, but I love them so much. All right, so these two. All right, so this first one I got from Amazon, and it is a hand-blocked piece of cotton, and I haven't even opened it yet, so you guys can open it with me. I like that it comes in this clear zip bag. I can definitely reuse that. But this piece of fabric is 72 inches by 135 inches. So it's, what's that, 2 yards across and almost 4 yards lengthwise. Oh my gosh, it just feels really nice. And look at the colors. Isn't it gorgeous? It's got this light pink background with these pops of red, yellow, mint, and jade. This is going to be really pretty. I feel like there's enough fabric here. I could make like a matching set, which is, it's in trend right now, right? Like a matching woven, like button-up shirt, like a camp shirt, and either some capris or some shorts. I'm thinking capris because I'd get more wear out of that. I think that could be cute, but would welcome any ideas that you guys might have. The second item also came, no, this one came from Anthropologie. I haven't been on Anthropologie's website in forever, but I've always loved when they have a sale on their sale stuff because their regular price stuff is just too pricey. But this was 50% off and already marked down. So it is a gorgeous, gorgeous tablecloth. Now, all of that's not embroidered, but some of it is. So like the red on here is embroidered. These gold stars are embroidered. The husks on this corn or whatever this is. So it's like printed and embroidered, but the pièce de résistance is this stunning lace on the borders. So this is clearly going to have to be some kind of an item that I'm able to use the border. But again, this is another like really long tablecloth. I don't remember the actual measurements. This one is 72 inches by 90. So again, 2 yards across and 2+ yards lengthwise. So I'll be able to make something really nice out of this. If you have any ideas, let me know. And then last but certainly not least, Christine from Christine Sews a Lot sent a goodie bag to Jen last week. And in that goodie bag was a piece of fabric for me. And it is this gorgeous art gallery jersey knit fabric. And these are definitely colors that I wear a lot. I love the mix of stripe and floral. That's something I love to mix and match in pieces. I've never had it mixed in a single piece of fabric before, so I really love that. I love those pops of pink, different shades of pink with some orange and coral in there. Love it. Thank you, Christine. So I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna sew with that. Okay, so now I'd like to share with you what I've been working on for the last few months that hasn't actually kept me away from sewing, because I really don't think I'd have been doing that anyway. But it's filled my time with a super creative craft that I am loving, and I've loved it so much that I have made so many things that I can't possibly use myself. So I've actually started a website and I'm going to be selling this stuff. So I created my own logo using Canva, and here's some of my stickers. And it's called, I'm named the business Kaleidoscope Craftworks, because with anything that I do, regardless of the medium, there's going to be a lot of color. I think you know that about me. So that's my logo. And here's some of the product. So I've been making earrings out of polymer clay. I am addicted and I spend hours. I've got a setup in my garage because, believe it or not, even though I have this whole sewing room, there's really no room for me to have a setup for the clay work. So I've got a workbench set up in my garage, and I spend a lot of time out there, especially on the weekends. Now, the one thing is my arthritis that I have in both wrists limits the amount of time I can do in one sitting, but I can go and work a couple of hours, then I'll come inside and rest for a little bit, do chores around the house or whatever, then I'll go back out for a couple of hours. And I've just made a boatload of earrings. I am just now getting into adding some trinket trays, like, you know, little trinket plates, trinket trays. I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. But you know, just little trinket cups. You know what I'm trying to say. And, hold please. And my most recent make that I think will interest you guys is I am also making, let me see if I can get a close-up of this. It's a seam ripper. And I found some metal handled ones that I can wrap the polymer clay around and bake, because you have to bake the clay to cure it. So you have to have a metal handle to be able to do that. And I'm excited because once I need to perfect my technique. This one's a little bumpy. You can't tell, but you could if you had it in your hand. So clearly I need to perfect that technique. And once I do, then these will be on the website as well. So look forward to that. I've also made some pendants. I don't have an example to show you here, but I'll throw some pictures up here. But here's some samples. So I'm just playing around with a bunch of different techniques. I'm buying a lot of different findings, a lot of different cutter shapes, and just a lot of different clay types and clay techniques. I've got lots of different sizes. I have big ones, I have little ones. I'm trying to concentrate on like the smaller to medium size because I know a lot of people don't like big earrings. I love them, but I also love the small and medium ones. This is one of my favorites. I love this finish. It's Rainbow Makimagane. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And then I'm trying to mix some different finishes together sometimes. So obviously having a ball with it. I will put a link to the website in the description box, but know that that's only a fraction of what I have. I am slowly getting all of these extra pieces loaded. I have a few hundred pieces here that are made that need to get uploaded. I've got a few more hundred pieces on my workshop bench that need to be completed, assembled. I've finished sanding all of them because you have to sand the edge. There's a lot of work that goes into it. You've got to sand the edges, and then you've got to assemble it with all, figure out what pieces you want to go together, what findings you want to use. And all of that is part of the creative process. And I love all of it except for the sanding part. So yeah, let me know what you think about the jewelry. I'm wearing a pair here. What's interesting, what I think you guys will find interesting is that as I've been making all this jewelry, I have not once considered any of the outfits in my closet when putting a color combination together. However, every time I go in my closet and put an outfit on and I need a pair of earrings, because we're going out to dinner or going to hang out with friends or whatever, I always have a pair of these earrings that match anything in my closet. So I guess it just goes to show that you are drawn to the color combinations that you're drawn to. Now, I won't have a whole lot of neutrals. I know a lot of people do neutrals. And I feel like that's going to be like the thing that maybe distinguishes me from other jewelry makers, because quite frankly, there's a ton of them out there. But I'm probably not going to do a lot of neutrals. Maybe if I find a combination that like is just aesthetically pleasing to me, I might do that, but the color is what catches my eye, so that's what I'm gonna stick to. I'm also never going to repeat an exact pattern and finding and cutter combination, meaning for example, this this clay pattern will only ever be cut in a circle with this circle finding in this one single pair. I will use this finish again because I make a slab of clay at a time, which is more than one earring set. So I will cut several pairs of earrings, maybe a pendant. I might use it for my seam ripper, but for the earrings, I will never cut out this exact circle shape more than for one pair, and I will never pair this exact circle shape with this circle finding again. So any pair that you buy from me, if you decide to buy from me, that will be the only pair exactly like that in the world, because I won't repeat it. So I also, part of the fun for me is just playing with the clay. So I actually don't take notes when I'm putting a color palette together. I just kind of do it and have fun with it and then move on to the next one. So I won't likely be able to exactly recreate a design again. I might be able to come close if I really study it, but to be honest, I'm doing a lot of different techniques here. And even though the techniques are different, every once in a while, the techniques end up kind of looking similar. But anyway, just know that if you decide to buy something from me, it will be the only pair like that in the world. So those are my jewelry pieces. Like I said, I'll put the link to the website in the description box. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Even if you don't want to buy anything from me, if you go and check it out, I'd love it if you'd come back and share your thoughts with me. Now, to be fair, the ones that are on the site were my beginner endeavors. So most of my best stuff is still to come and still to be loaded on the website. And I'm just getting better. The more that I play with it, the more that I find my best finishing techniques, the more refined the jewelry is becoming. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. I would love to hear in the comments what you've been up to. For those of you that have reached out to me over the last several months, I can't even begin to tell you how much that means to me and how much I appreciate it. I have missed you guys, but I just felt like I didn't really have anything to share because I haven't been sewing. And I wasn't sure what, I was going to do with this jewelry. I wasn't sure if I was going to sell it or not. I knew I was accumulating way more than I could ever wear, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to go down that route or not. And my sewing sisters convinced me, and I think I'm going to have fun with it. Tell me what you've been up to. And oh, by the way, I am going to probably be transitioning this YouTube channel from Michelle Sews Again to Kaleidoscope Craftworks over time. And I purposely named it Kaleidoscope Craftworks so that it wasn't focused on jewelry. Right now, that website will be focused on jewelry, but for my YouTube channel and for my Instagram, which I've just got my Instagram created, I've only got a couple of items on there. I have to spend time getting all the photographs on there as well. I purposely named it Craftworks so that I could incorporate, sewing when I want to. I can incorporate my ice dye stuff, which you guys know that I love as well. So any of my craft type stuff will be incorporated, so it won't strictly be a sewing channel anymore. I understand if that disappoints some of you. I will clearly label the description of the video so that I'll try to make it a practice to put at the beginning sewing, polymer clay, ice dye, so that if you want to stay subscribed to me, which I hope that you will, you'll clearly know when it's a sewing video or when it's one of the others. And if you're not interested in the other types of crafts, I totally understand that. And that way you don't have to click on the video just to see if it is. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. Those are my plans coming up, and thanks for having me back. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.